Welcome back to DCS. Welcome to my channel. After doing the Su-57 versus F-22 dogfight, I decided to try some BVR action between the two aircraft. So I'm in the F-22 trying to find an Su-57. Now, a couple disclaimers. I have no idea how the stealth works in DCS in these mods. It seems to work to some degree. You know, the aircraft are stealthy. They don't show up on radar very easily, it seems to me so far. But I don't know how accurate it is. I don't know how accurate the systems in these aircraft are for detecting, for trying to detect stealth aircraft anyway and things like that. So that's the first disclaimer. And then I guess the second disclaimer would be that I'm going to be toying around with some stuff. This is just the first run that I had through this. And so I'm going to be toying around with things a little bit just to see if there's different scenarios where you can detect earlier or later. But here I am getting some radiation energy on my RWR. I've got my PRF set to high, which I tend to do, and I mess up here in a minute and forget to switch it whenever I know that I'm not that the enemy is no longer hot. But I'm offset a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and turn a little bit as well, just in case this guy sees me. It should be a little bit harder for him to detect me if I'm moving sideways, but I'm not really notching him right now. It's more just for the benefit of trying to evade missiles if he fires missiles, and also, you know, I should still be able to pick him up on radar if he gets close enough for me to get enough energy back. But I recognized or realized, I guess, that we were sliding past each other, me and this guy. And I'm assuming that if a real pilot were in that Su-57, they would also be seeing me on their RWR, which is one of the things that is sort of funny about stealth and BVR, is unless you have some kind of a long-range passive detection system, you know, if you flip your radar on, you are going to be announcing at least the direction that you're coming from, what you are and what your intentions are, and that's problematic. So I assume in most of these aircraft in real life, I don't know this for a fact, but I think in most of these aircraft in real life, they would be more than likely using data link to get their situational awareness and potentially to get kind of vectored onto some targets, and then they would just switch the radar on as necessary. That's my assumption. If there's some real pilots out there that want to answer and can, I'm not sure if that's even something they're allowed to talk about publicly, but feel free to fill in the blanks there and let us know kind of what goes on if you can. So that's my assumption. So at this point, I'm pretty sure that he has passed me, and for some reason is not really interested in the fact that I'm hitting him with radar energy, because I think this guy kept flying here. He did. At this point in the mission, I was still kind of trying to locate him, but after the fact, once I realized what had happened, he for sure just kept flying straight. I had done this once before where I managed to fly directly at him, and I never saw him on the radar, and he killed me with an IR missile because I was a little bit slow to get my IR missiles switched over and onto him. So I lost to the felon the first time I flew this. This is actually the second time. I just flew him back to back. So, yep, at this point I'm just kind of turning, trying to look for him, and here is where I forget to change my PRF. I should have it. I don't know that it would have helped much, but it couldn't have hurt. And I didn't know exactly where he was, but I'm just kind of chasing him a little bit, trying to see if I can catch up without passing him. So one of the things I'm going to try, I think, in the future is getting low, because I think stealth works, but it's not like a magic a magic bullet or anything like that. Um, a radar can still pick up stealth. It's still getting radar returns at certain ranges and things like that. It's really a computational problem, I think, where we're filtering out the really small stuff so that we don't get everything in the sky that's tiny. And there's other more modern ways to try to detect stealth aircraft, and there's different types of energy that you can look for and things like that. So there he came up on my radar there. I didn't notice it at first, but once I did notice it, I went down and tried to lock him, and I think he's crossing in front of me here, but I didn't really know at the time. And then I lost him and never saw him again. But I think in the future I want to get low and try to get the ground clutter out of the way and see if I can detect the felon a little bit easier if I'm looking up. It can't hurt to try. So we'll see how that works in the future. But ground clutter can kind of, I suspect that it can really be a thing if you're looking for stealth and it's, something is flying with the ground in the background. It can help in some ways and hurt in others, I suppose. But so here at this point, I wasn't for sure. He was about 5 miles when I saw him on my radar. So I'm thinking I've passed him. And sure enough, he's up there in the sky, so I just noticed him as I turned around. And so here we're pretty close, and I'm going to switch over to IR missiles. Now this is where the AI gets really stupid, because he knows I'm back there because I'm hitting him with radar energy. So he should do something, and he doesn't. I don't really deserve this kill, but we'll take it. And that's that. In my first BVR engagement with stealth against stealth, neither of us really had a chance to get each other on radars, but it turned into the AI being stupid. As always, thanks for watching.